So what we're going to do right now is we're going to create this square hole that is centered in the middle of our 1-inch cube that we've already made. So you're going to go in Inventor, and here's my cube that I have. So the first thing you do is you're going to go to Start 2D Sketch. Start 2D Sketch, and what you should do is just click on one side, the front side preferably. Don't press the button and push through. You just want to click and let go. And your Cartesian paper or your grid paper will be there, and this is where you're going to be working. So you want to create a new 2-point rectangle here. And what I do is I just draw it somewhere in the middle like that, and then I go up and I dimension it up at the top. And you're going to make these both 0.5, 0.5, and you've got to make the bottom 0.5. There it is. So now I've got a half of an inch square here. Now I need to make sure that it is centered in the middle of this cube. So to do that, you're going to have to dimension the spaces. You're going to dimension the space from here to here, and you're going to dimension the space from here to here, the gray area. So if you do the math, we know that this whole thing is 1 inch. The whole cube is 1 inch. From here to here is 1 inch. Then we know we have a ½ inch here. So we've got 1/2 inch minus a ½ inch gives us a ½ inch left. Well, if we have two sides that we need to dimension, this one and this one, we need to divide that ½ inch evenly between two sides. Well, ½ inch cut right in half is a 1/4 inch. So to do that, it's going to be 3 clicks. You're going to let go after each click. So you're going to go to Dimension, which is up here again, and you're going to click once the line is highlighted. Click once and let go. Now you'll notice it says 0.5. That's because it's thinking that you want to dimension that line. Well, we already did, and if you click on it, this button will come up, or I'm sorry, this window will come up. And if it does, it's just saying you can't over constrain the sketch, meaning you've already dimensioned that. And from our work when we did our multi-view drawings, we know that you cannot duplicate dimensions. So just hit accept. We'll try it again. So I'm going to go dimension, and I'm going to click once on this line and let go. Drag it out till you get to this outer line of the cube. Click again and let go. And then drag it out and click a third time and let go. And you want to make that 0.25 just like we said. And you'll notice it shifted over to the left a little bit. So now you know it's centered going left and right, but now we have to center it going up and down. So the dimensions are going to be the same. It's going to be a 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch. So we're going to dimension. You're going to click here on the line, and you'll notice again it says 0.5, but that's not what we're going to that's not what we're dimensioning, not this line. So it's going to be click once on that line, pull up till you get to this line into highlights, click again and let go, and pull it up to the top, click a third time. The edit dimension window will come up. Type in 0.25 again, and you can see that it's shifted down a little bit. So now it's centered. 0.25 plus 0.5 is 0.75 plus 2.25 here is going to give you 1 whole inch. So now we need to cut that hole out, and what you do is you go to 3D model, extrude. So 3D model is up here on the second ribbon. Extrude is here. You click. Now a couple things. You can click on distance and say all. So the part that we want to cut out, you could say it wants to cut all the material out. Or you can click on distance, and then you have to tell how far deep you want this hole to be cut. Well, if you do 1 inch, this whole cube is 1 inch, so it'll cut all the way through. I'm going to go distance and go all. Now, I can't hit OK. Well, first of all, you have to click on the cut function, which is right here. And it won't let me hit OK. The reason being is you have to highlight over the square that you made. And if you look carefully, you can see it highlight a little bit. If you click on that, it will cut all the way through. That's all you need to do. You hit OK. And if you click on if you rotate it a little bit, you will see I made the cube with a square hole all the way through it. Now remember those steps, because you're going to need to do that for other things that you do, like your snowman and whatnot. All right, nicely done.